Hey everybody. It is that time. Memphis Matters with Dee Dee Cohen. And on today I have the one and only Larry Dotson. He said, I'm good. Hey. Can y'all hear this? Oh, yeah. I'm good. Ooh, I got the man out of Memphis, Tennessee that jams all the time. How you doing today?
I'm absolutely great, DD. How about you?
I'm doing good.
You sound
It's
like you're
good to have
good.
you.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm delighted to be here, babe.
Awesome, awesome. Let me do this opening again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like for each one of you to sit back and relax as I ease your mind and groove your soul with a little bit of Memphis soul, the one and only Larry Dotson. I couldn't do it better.
You're
How
good.
you been? My questions to you are going to be current.
Good. Okay.
Okay, great. First
Yeah.
of all, my first question is tell me about your record. I'm good. Let's start there.
First of all, it's a record that I'm very, very proud of. It's kind of historic for me because it's the very first record I released on my solo career. And I'm very proud to say that it's released on our own record label called Music Moves Records, which is owned by my son and I, Larry Jr., and myself. So it's good stuff, and I had a great time putting the record together. It was actually produced and written by Wiley Morris, who is one of Charlie Wilson's producers, and Charlie's a good friend of mine. So we kind of got turned on to him, and I recorded the record in Atlanta, and I fell in love with the lyric when I first heard it. And it's sometimes I do take outside songs. Even though I do write. My last few records, the last few releases we've had have been done by outside producers, guys that we know, Jazzy Faye and other up and coming producers. So this is a very, very, very well known producer. He's done Boys to Men, Jagged Edge, Silk, and just a host of other big entertainers. But I took a chance and we hit it off real, real good. And in fact, I recorded my next single even after this one, and I'm doing a lot of the album with him. He's an incredible kid, man, and I'm gonna stick with him. I think I've got a really good chance of having a smash record on this one. So we're just delighted and sort of on cloud nine right now.
And we are too, and so happy for you. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
What were you doing when COVID hit?
Well, like most entertainers, I had taken off for a while and sort of retired a little bit. I don't know how you retire a little bit, but I called myself retiring, but it was a bad idea. That didn't last long. So I came back and I started to pursue a solo career rather than continuing my career with the Barcades, which lasted almost 50 years, man. But I was just caught by surprise, like most entertainers was. And basically, my son and I, we have a booking agency. We've had this booking agency for over 20 years, and so we book acts. So it kind of hit us in both ways, from the performance side for me, and also for booking other acts. It shut everybody down. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, it's the wisest thing to do at this
Yeah.
point. We gotta be safe, even though we want to get out there and make money and make people happy with our music, new and old. We gotta really be thoughtful and we got to think about the kids that are coming to the concert, the adults who
Mhm.
come to the concert. We just got to be careful, man. It's not safe right now. and we'll get through it. You know,
Yeah.
we'll get through it. It'll be fine. I don't know when, but you know, whenever it gets safe, we're gonna be back out on the road in concert mode and doing all the stuff people want to hear from us.
Well, now I like what you did last week with A Walk for Love.
Excuse me.
A Walk for Love last week with Dr.
Oh, absolutely,
Clinton.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely. Yeah, we're
that's
staying
a new
busy. You
thing.
know, we're staying busy. I
Yeah.
just finished a virtual concert we did in September, the last week of September, September 26th. It was a smash, and that was
Yep.
my first
Yep.
concert as Larry D virtually. And we're gonna be doing more stuff like that because Dee, as I said, we're on lock right now. But we're gonna be doing virtual concerts to keep our fans happy and to make sure everybody understands that Uncle Larry got a new record out. I'm good. I got a great video. I hope you've seen it. If not, I'll make sure you get a chance to do that.
You know I've seen it. But send me the new one. Is it the new one? Um,
Absolutely right. It's the video
okay.
to the new song "I'm Good." Yeah, and we had a great time shooting it in Memphis, man. A lot of locations, and we had a great time, you know. And I just invite all your listeners to just
Yeah.
go on
Yeah.
whatever platform you guys download
Yes.
music on, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, whatever it
Mhm.
is, and get my new single "I'm Good." You'll be glad you did, man.
For real, for real. Well, were there any people in your life that gave you that extra push, like as a child, or maybe because you started real young? So, as a
Yeah.
young, did you ever think that all of this was going to come to you? And if so, who do you give the glory to?
Well, you know what? Kind of going back to before I joined the Barcades, I started a group that you guys, I know you're familiar with. You familiar with the Temprees?
You
I
know it.
started, yeah, you know those
That
guys.
was jamming. Larry, I was
Yeah.
living, we had just moved, my mother and I had just moved from Chicago,
Okay.
and we were living on Fountain Court with my aunt
Wow.
Barbara, her name Barbara Cooper,
Okay.
and we could see from upstairs everything that was going on right down there at Stacks. I mean, the pink cars, the green cars, and all
Yeah.
of that kind of thing. And then to go down the street to Boss
Yeah.
Ugly Bob's and see all of y'all hanging
Wow.
out there, everybody, and then to marry his oldest son.
Yeah. Yeah. You remember Satellite Records? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that little store right there. Yeah, I remember
Absolutely.
that.
You know, I'm a Memphian, been born and raised in Memphis, married for 50 years, you know, two
Awesome.
incredible kids. But growing up, I started with Tim Priest, as I was getting ready to say, in high school. And that was the only other group I'd ever been with before joining the Barcades in 1970. But there was a guy by the name of Alan Jones, who at
Yeah.
that time, when I joined the Barcades, he was their producer. He became our mentor. He became my best friend, and just he gave us just a plethora of information on how to get through this business we call music. And I mean, I'm telling you, he inspired me and taught me a lot about writing songs. We would go into a room at 10 o'clock in the morning. Myself, Winston, and Winston Stewart and Harvey Henderson, we were the writers, but did most of the records for the Barcades. And we wouldn't come out till that evening or late that night, and we had to have a song. He said, "You're not coming out here till you have me a song." And sometimes we'd be there all day, and he would come and he would just tear it up. He said, "No, go back." But we learned a lot, and once we started writing those hits out, D, he didn't have to come here and bother us no more. We was out to the races. And
Look,
growing up in Stacks, man, being around people like Johnny Taylor, Isaac Hayes, Otis Redding, Sam and Dave. I mean, what better school could you be in, man?
man,
19-year-old kid, man. Just my first big chance at being what I called a star at that time. But I got a lot of good stuff. I mean, stuff that I can't. It's priceless information and just priceless vibes from being around those R&B icons, and it soaked into me. And I took it and I did the best I could.
and now you're an
Now,
icon.
30 albums later.
Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
street. On that street. I was right there. I was looking at it live. And I was really pleased. I'm so happy they embraced you because out of all the people that I've interviewed or talked to in Memphis, with exceptions, some exceptions, of
I got you. I
course.
got you. I got you.
Yeah,
It's some more folks out there.
yeah,
Memphis
it's
got plenty
okay.
of them. So you
But
were there at the when they renamed the street after me.
uh-huh, I wasn't
Oh
in the
yeah.
crowd. It was live.
I
It
got
was
you. Right.
live.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh. And I was
Right.
watching it there. And my little cousin Darren Catering, he was so happy to be taking all those pictures. And thank you for inviting us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He did a good
yeah,
job.
he
He
put it
did a
out
good
there. He
job.
put it out there. But Larry, I really think you deserve it because out of
Hmm.
all of the people that I've interviewed, and I was just telling your son,
Yeah.
I last week I interviewed Lamont Dozier, and everybody
Wow.
that I met, Lamont Dozier and Sherry Payne and the Supremes, and
Okay.
since the last time we talked, it was ooh, you know, and I'm saying everybody is so humble. It's so, the Waters, that group called Water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I interviewed them. I mean, and that's what I find that you have in common.
Thank you.
Everybody that's really, really, really grateful, they are so humble. And it just seems like it comes to them so easily. But people don't know the
Mhm.
background stories that went on before you actually really made it. And I'm
Well,
just happy to be a part of it.
there's a saying in church that they say, I hope I don't look like what I've been through. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what you talking about?
But and I'm gonna tell you a reason why some of the entertainers out there, especially the ones who've had a long career, are as humble as they are because they're grateful. They're grateful
Yeah,
to have fans. We've had hits in 5 decades, starting in the '60s. The very first song the Barcades ever put out was a million selling. That was Soul Finger.
yeah.
We've had 20 top 10 records in our career. So God has been good to us. We don't take that for granted. We love the Lord here in my house. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for everybody's house, but we have him and hold him high in our daily life and our daily prayer life. And see, we know from whence all of our hope and help comes from. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm humble, and even with this new record I got, I know it's going to be a good record, but I remain humble. And I
Yes,
always say the best song is still inside of me, and if Lord allows me to live, I'll keep putting out some music and making Memphis proud.
I've been trying to be professional here by saying Larry because I call you Pops.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know what? You got it like that. You pops. I'm Uncle Larry to some pops. Pops. To when you
Yeah,
call me pops, you real close. Then see. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I
And,
respond to all of them. And all the kids that are a little younger than I am in music, I'm Uncle Larry to them. When they want to know what's going on or want to just say get distressed sometimes, they call Uncle Larry. Man, tell me what would you do, and I give it to them as best as I can because I'm just so grateful to be, in good health, and feeling good and making new music at 70 years old. You know what I'm saying?
wow. I am
Yeah.
behind. I'm not that far behind you, babe.
Well, you look great. I don't know how far you are behind me you are, but you look great. You look great.
Thank you. But I'm not that far behind you. I want to mention your family.
Sure.
I've been watching Marie, and she is a diva.
I
Yes,
call her the glue. She's the
let me tell
glue.
you,
Go ahead.
you can tell. You
Yeah,
can
she's the glue.
tell. You can
She's the
tell.
glue.
And it was this experience I had. And every time I get around you, I'm trying to take a picture with you or do something, and I
Right,
got
right.
excited and lost
Yeah,
my glasses and went around the building, came back
yeah,
and
yeah,
ran into you and your entourage, baby.
yeah.
You know the baddest person that was in the group,
Who was that?
Miss
My daughter?
Marie, baby.
Oh, okay, okay,
Marie.
very good.
All right, Marie was running that, okay?
Well, yeah, she's the glue. She's the glue. She's the glue.
And so
We've been so
elegant.
fortunate to have a very Junior. He's kind of like my American Express card. I never leave home without him. He's my best friend. Besides being my son, he's a smart kid.
Yes, he is.
He's very good at marketing. He knows me better than anybody, so we can talk on a level that nobody else can talk to or about. And he keeps me grounded, you know, and I learn a lot from him because it's a new world out here, you know. I've been in business a long time. It wasn't like this when I started. But these kids are very smart, you know, and
Yes.
our business, all of our business is family business. Our new label of Music Moves Records is family business. Our booking agency of 21 years is family business. And
Mm-hmm.
I encourage all of us out there, and everybody listening and watching it too, you know, life is God's gift to you, and what you do with your life is your gift to God.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't written nowhere where you got to work for nobody. If you got a thought or you got something that you know is very, very good, why not step out on faith and see if that is worth pursuing and keep it in the family who you can trust, you know?
Amen. Speaking of Larry Jr., I'm so pleased with him.
Yeah,
I'm so pleased with him.
he's something,
I
man.
mean, yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's something.
and because he's something, it just it's a reflection of you, Marie, and the whole team, your family, the baby. I've had some pleasant experiences with you, and I just can't help but give you praise every time. I know every time I hear you, see you, if you got a record out, I'm gonna be playing it.
Right.
But yeah, I want to share one more thing with the audience.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, a lot of us know Larry
Yeah.
Dodson with the Barcades, but it's a lot of young people who are going to be joining me later
Okay.
that's going to say, "Oh, who is Larry Dodson? Oh, yeah, that's me. Oh, yeah, that's me." Let's go to my page. And on there, I have a video of when you all must have had about 150 to, I don't know, it was like 200. It might have been Soldier Stadium in Chicago.
Okay.
And you was,
Oh
ooh, you
wow,
was bad.
soldier steel. Right, right.
Woo! You was bad, baby. I was
Ooh,
16 years old and mad at the world because they would not let me go to Soldier Field to see the
get out
Bobcats.
of here. Wow.
And it
That's
was,
crazy. You know what? I think to this day, when we did Watch Stacks and the LA Coliseum in '73, whenever that was, when we went on stage, there were 100,000 people. And to this day, that's been the biggest audience we've ever played for. And that performance kind of changed our whole career, man. We had a real good show. It was a good day for us, and we had no idea that it was going to turn out to be an iconic movie. Watch Stacks turned
wow.
out to be what started out as just a big show to help people in the riots in Watts, kind of cool them down and give them some place to go to for $2. That's all it
Mhm.
cost to get in. It turned out to be an iconic film, and it helped. It was just one of the many things that helped to launch our career, man. We've been involved in a lot of interesting things over our career. And when I decided to retire in 17, up to for no reason other than I just thought I could, and just thought I could walk away and just me and my wife have been married 50 years. Like I said, we just thought we'd just honeymoon for the rest of our life. But I missed it so much, D. I missed it so much.
Wow.
After about a year, I came back, but I didn't. I took 7 months to find me a kid to take my place in the Barcades, and since I still, am part owner of the Barcades, when I decided to go solo, I said I'm not gonna bother that. I'm gonna leave him right where he is. Barcades be fine. Let me see if I can pursue a solo career in the fourth quarter of my life. And it's been great. I'm
Wow.
having a great time.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me right here at Memphis Matters.
It's
And
been
just
delightful.
know we love you.
A ditto, you know what I'm saying? Memphis, I just say I appreciate all the years of support. Uncle Larry's still out here. I'm a little older, a little bigger, but let me tell you, I still got it. And if you listen to I'm Good, I think you'll say you do got it, Uncle Larry. Okay?
Look,
I invite everybody to go on whatever platform you download music, go on there and download I'm Good. Check out the video, get it, keep it, and stay tuned for an incredible album in the first quarter of next year. How about that?
awesome, awesome. That is the one and only Larry Dodson. Thank you for joining us today. And as I always say, Memphis matters, you matter, we all matter, okay?
All
God
right.
bless
Y'all
you.
get out there and vote, man. Get out there and vote. Don't forget that. Vote. All right.
All
We'll
right,
see you
yeah.
later.
Yes, don't forget to vote. Very
Absolutely.
seriously.
All right,
See
baby.
you next
Good night.
time.
Bye now.
Bye bye.